Hello, hello! My lovely, lovely Legalians. Oh man, what a mess today. I have been to the physical therapist today. I've been to the doctor today. And now we're and now we're on to the Rift today. All right, so this is kind of a crazy matchup. We've got a Sejuani support, which isn't too bad. That she's not really gonna, she's gonna be good later on. We have a Nasus top, so we have the clock of invincibility reigning on us. So it's pretty much the top laner is up to him. It's up to him, man. If Swain can pull it off. The Kayn is going to want to influence any of these lanes. Not sure where the dog is. Could be that he's helping. Alright, so I've got 340 and 390. Ah, how mean was that? Alright, so actually I'm gonna be even meaner here. Alright. Looks like I won't be given the opportunity to be mean. Alright, so we're gonna give this to Fizz. Because Nunu, I do nothing the early game. I do absolutely nothing the early game. Alright, if Fizz doesn't want it, what can I do? But that's one thing I like to do. I like to give my early buffs over to our laners. Because as Nunu, you really don't do a whole lot early game. It's only if, like, Syndra has a lot of damage on her. That I would feel it's a good idea to help Fizz. We're gonna check out our red buff. Oh my goodness. How is it oh, wow, that was horrible. How is it possible that I still have my red buff? How is it possible? There we go. Sorry, buddy, you can't you can't outsmite the Nunu. Wow, he must have warded that or something. I don't know. That was some weird timing. 'Cause I took my sweet time to get way over there. Okay, a ward just disappeared. But yeah, I took my sweet time getting over to this side. So he must have been either right there because of my ward failed. But whatever the case. But as Nunu, you really you want to take into account your consume damage. So I'm doing 500 true damage in addition to 450. So I'm doing almost 1,000. So 950 damage. So if you keep track of that, you can... No one is ever going to steal from you. And just for safety's sake, we're going to help out the Fizz. Although if Kayn does attack, it will be from this side. That is if he's being efficient. And we're going to go get this right here. The best way to help Fizz... Aw, thanks, buddy. Oh man, that... I don't know how that's feeling for the Kayn. Just bad luck for him. Alright, so Swain should be... Well, actually, Swain is a champion that... Swain is a champion that doesn't ramps kind of slow in the beginning. So it's kind of a bad matchup, in my opinion. Kayn's gonna clear this. And his red's about to be up. His red just spawned. Now, I would imagine that he would have warded on this side. So I'm going to do a little... Alright, then I'm going to pull it. Alright, nice. Stole that away. We're going to throw that over so we can kind of get an idea of where our buddy is. And we might be able to kill the Gnosis. Now we do have ultimate here. I don't want to give away my position just yet, just in case he has wards here. Okay, he's got no wards. I actually should have waited a little bit. Yeah, there's no way he's gonna get out of this. Alright. Alright, we're gonna speed up the attack of our little guy back here, and hopefully get the... Alright. Alright, nice, nice. Good job. Alright, so we have to pick things up a bit since we were up top for so long. We're gonna give this to Swain. At least we tried. Alright, we're gonna make our way on over. Now, I would suspect that Kayn is over here. That's where I would be. But actually, Kayn is right there. Wow. This Kayn is gonna have some issues here. Alright, so he'll be okay, maybe. Yeah, he'll be fine. Wayne has so much survivability. And we're gonna farm up. Although, at the moment, I'm thinking that you should join the fight. But Ashe is I feel like we're doing alright as far as the map is concerned. And that farming is a pretty good way of right? Not gonna get out of here, Jinx. Okay. Little overkill, but alright, we'll just get this. Make sure that we get this fast, so we push this into the tower. Right. I should be fine. Alright, not fine. Alright. Alright, so we're gonna grab that, and we're gonna grab some Mercurial Treads, and then we're gonna work on this next. So that was definitely a no-no for the Nunu. I did not respect the plant lady. The plant lady is actually pretty darn good. Nice. Alright, I should be alright. But that Jinx is doing a fair share of damage. I definitely did not take that into account. Alright, just gonna scare them a little bit. Ward over. Gonna throw that over. Then I'm gonna throw this over here. Ooh. Hello. Okay. Stealing that farm all day. Gonna move to this side over here. Okay. So that did not work as well as I had hoped. That took a little more, that took a little more coordination than our team could, Okay. Jinx was killed. Now, what's bad in this case is the Gnosis is just going to keep getting more powerful. We have to make sure that things don't get too late game. Now, I'm not sure if this is boarded, but I would suspect that it is because they're not coming this way. I put some damage on her, but that really didn't make much of a difference. All right. Alright, so we're gonna push this wave. Alright, we're gonna let the wave chill because Jinx is coming. Alright, there's Jinx. Will this, okay. This should be interesting. So 8. There we go. Nice job. I think this would be a good time for Herald. Huh. Ash is something else, man. But that's alright. There's no objectives over there. So we're gonna get Frozen Heart in addition to some Spirit Visage is gonna be next on the menu. Swain's doing some work. And what's next on the list is going to be Baron. Nice. Alright, now Baron's next on the list. Swain should be dead. Because he's... Gnosis is getting to the point. Alright, so we're just gonna run her off. It's safe, guys. Now it's not safe. Okay. Oh, they actually, nice. Yeah, they won't be able to... Okay, they'll be able to take care of Zyra, maybe. Yeah, Gnosis will be able to take that. We're gonna get that. Now, they did get Baron. A lot of hesitation from Baron. So the enemy team is playing pretty good. Now the Gnosis is a problem. But I don't feel like... I don't feel like the Gnosis is that good. That we have to deal with them specially. But we'll see how this does. Like we have to collapse a certain way and all this other stuff. There we go. Alright, so now we push the wave. Alright, we're gonna push the wave just a little bit more. Okay. I'm gonna take that. Alright, now sadly, he does a lot of damage. We're looking at about 1,500 damage. There we go. Triple kill, alright. Triple kill from the Fizz, that's what I like to hear. Alright, we're gonna have to... Should be spawning somewhat soon. Get this. Alright, now we're gonna head back, and Baron is gonna be in 2 minutes, so we've got some time. We're gonna get rid of this item. Sell that, get that. Just being safe. So right now the Fizz does a lot of damage, and he's doing pretty good. Would like to give this to the Ashe. Would like to give this to the Ashe. Oh, nice, nice, Ashe. Okay. Nice. Alright, so we're gonna be taking this down fairly quickly. I buffed up our canyon. Buff him up again. Alright. Pop that. Pop that. Pop all the balloons. Alright, so we're going to see if Gnosis will walk over here. That'll be nice if he does. All right. Be able to take this out pretty quickly. Yeah, yum yum yum. Now Jinx is on this side. So this should be interesting. Should be able to start this. Not sure what Sejuani is doing. Ashe should get that. Ashe has got that. Woo! Ashe, are you gonna live, Ashe? Oh, she lives! She lives! Alright, let's get some of that action. And oh my goodness, what do we need to get here? I'm thinking some of the Aegeus of the Legion here. Oh wait, we're gonna undo that and we're gonna get a control word. There we go. Alright. Swain is still taking damage from the turret. Wow, Swain does a lot of on-hit damage. That's bad mojo, man. Alright, we're gonna try to, Alright. This should be dead. Alright, so I have a chance to steal. I've got about 2,000 damage here. Alright, that was close. I tried my best there. They stopped the damage. So what took place there was Ash and Sejuani, or Ash and somebody, was right here, and they just engaged, and it was not a good engage. And then Fizz got killed just because he was out of position somewhat. And so right now, the enemy team is out damaging us, so we can't really fight. On the plus side, the enemy's gonna make a mistake. Alright, I should be dead. Yeah. It's gotten to a point where we can't do much in terms of continuing to fight. Alright, Ash is dead. There was no reason for Ash to go for the farm there. But Swain is hanging in there. Whew. That was intense. But that's just late game Gnosis right there. So essentially what we have to do is we can't rely on the Ash's ability to do anything strategic. What we do need to rely on is using Ash for just simple damage. Okay, I'm just gonna continue pushing this. Might be my last push. I noticed that the enemy team isn't really doing anything with the fact that they have Baron here. Alright, this is where I'll have to head out. We're gonna get some Elixir of Iron. Head on out. Ashe should not be there. All right. Nice, 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 nice. So Ashe is just not that useful, but she can do damage. We might be able to win off that. We should be able to win. Alright, I'll die for the Swain. Ashe died a little too quickly, unfortunately. I think that might have been our best chance of winning. Yeah, I don't see us coming back from this one. Unless someone has a teleport. Yeah, this game should be over pretty quick. That's unfortunate. We almost won. We almost won. Alright. Maybe if Swain would have bound the Gnosis or something like that, and we would have gotten enough damage on the Nexus. But the Ashe was making some interesting plays. But in the end, wish we could have gotten the Nexus, but we couldn't. All right, so I'm gonna give this to Sejuani. We'll give it to Sejuani. But yeah, there was tons of mistakes that we made. Actually, the last I probably shouldn't have ulted. The Swain did a good job, but the problem with Swain is he's not that strong with the matchup with Gnosis, and Gnosis is eventually going to outscale him. Unless the Swain can really dominate him in the early game, can you really get that early game lead? Mid game, Jinx was doing too much damage to me, and I didn't really respect the fact that she was doing a lot of damage in addition to the bot lane. She was a good support, and that's one thing that I did not expect, and I took for granted because I felt like, oh, I can just consume, I can just get away, but they proved, you know, to be something to be serious about, and in this fashion. We almost won, but we should have lost, and we did lose. And the reason behind this is because we weren't taking things seriously with the Gnosis, because he kept getting stronger, and we have to push for the mid game so we can get those turrets down. I wasn't respecting their bot lane. Their bot lane was not that great. but better than our, I mean, in my opinion, better than our bot lane. Even though the KDA doesn't really show it. A lot of supports coming from the Jinx. But in my opinion, Ashe was making some really strange decisions as far as one being going for farm instead of just killing the person who's going to kill her, essentially. Like, that immediately resulted in her death. Like, there was no ifs, ands, or buts about that. He would have died if Ashe would have started turning on him, but Ashe was just, you know, a little too incensed about the situation, or maybe she just couldn't think from one thing to the next. Ashe might have lost herself, so she couldn't really gauge the situation. She couldn't say that, oh, I need to turn on this person because it is important. She was sort of like in farm mode or something like that. It's a hard thing to try to describe what's going through someone's head when you have your support that's trying to defend you, and what you get is non-compliance from the ADC. And that can happen. There's a lot of reasons why people don't pay attention. In my cases, I wasn't respecting their bot lane enough, and it gave up a kill, and it gave up a turret probably a little earlier than it was supposed to, but maybe the turret would have gone down anyway. But I did try to take, later in the game, I tried to take that into account, the liability that Ashe was in the game, and we almost recovered from it. I felt like I was, you hedging your bet, and we won the last fight there. Could we have won if we did things a little differently? Could Swain have bound somebody? That is, maybe I could have used my ult to slow Nasus, because my auto attack does less damage than the ADC. I'm not sure. But yeah. I'd have to like kind of look at the last bit of footage, and maybe if someone went back, if some people are alive. I think all the people that were alive were there. It's hard to say. We only had one teleport. Could Swain have gone back and tried to backdoor? I don't think so. But it was an almost win. We were right there at the Nexus. So that's a bit heartbreaking, but that's how it goes sometimes. So as far as that concerned, we got Frozen Heart, Lock of the Iron Solari. I did not use Lock of the Iron Solari at all this game, because it was really such a bananas game, where you forget about things because things erupt in such a violent way. Earlier on, I could have influenced like other fights, that could have had a better impact on the later game. So maybe that's one thing I should have thought about. I should have thought about, there was some skirmishing going on in the enemy's jungle, and it's the blue side, which is the top right of the map. And I could have went in there when I was talking about that when I was doing Raptors, that I could have went in there. And if I did that, we could have had an easier win. So next time I should think about how much late game these guys have. They have practically all late game. And if it's the majority of late game, I should help out more in the early to mid game. So I'll try to keep that in mind next time. Swain, okay, so yeah, so I'm going Lock of the Iron Solari. I didn't use that once. I didn't use that special shields once. Frozen Heart to reduce attack speeds coming from Jinx, reduce damage from the various magic attacks, and then reduce CC coming from all of them. All of them have CC of one fashion or another. And then Cinder Hulk for health and survivability. The Swain, he's got Leandry's Torment, Void Staff. So he's got slow ability, he's survivability, he does some damage. But unfortunately, he's gonna fall off, especially when compared to Nasus. Nasus late game really has a foothold on the late game. And me personally, I don't think the Nasus in this game did play that well. He was not he was really not exploding onto the scene until the late game, and even then I've seen Gnostices that know the situation, know their champ better than this one. You just get a feel of these things. The Fizz, I feel like the Fizz had a really good early, or a really good mid game. Mid game, I did push for a Baron that I thought would be okay, but on further analysis, it was just a little too close to call. And if it is a little too close to call, I should have just backed out. What was going on there is the enemy was preparing to move in as soon as they thought it was necessary. They thought, oh, well, okay, let's move in now. And we really did not have the damage to get the chunk that as quickly as I wanted to. So I ended up giving up a Baron, and that was another, my fault. Like, it was just too risky. And I just had the mentality of let's go for it. But at this elo, you don't need to have that sort of mentality where let's go for it. You really want to decrease your risk and try to get a kill or something, or try to get a couple of kills or a turret before going on that Baron, so you can really reduce the risk that they're going to steal or whatever. Really hard to steal from Nunu, but finally a Sejuani. Sejuani was doing work. He was really useful. He's got redemption. He's got lots of support for the Ashe. Unfortunately, I think Ashe needed a lot more support. She's actually got a bit of a item disparity. She's got Steric's Gauge. I think she should be going for an item that's going to be targeting high health minions or high health champions. Well, on second thought, I mean, maybe she should have gone for a Mercurial Scimitar to get out of CC. That seems like that would have been a better use. Steric's Gauge is just not something that really works well with Ashe's kit. It's like if you're getting hit, you might as well, pack it up, because you're not going to make the difference. Like let's say Ashe is trying to fight Gnosis. Gnosis has a lot of health. He's got some armor, but health is his big issue. If she would have gone Lord Dominant Regards that targets health, she would have been doing a lot more damage to Gnosis and could have been doing other things in the fight. She's got some survivability with Bloodthirster, so that's okay. But this item on Ashe, I'm just not digging, man. She should have some more. Yeah, she should have she should have one of these guys, Lord Dominus Regards, to deal with that high health. And maybe instead of Bloodthirster, get a Mercurial Scimitar to get out of binds. So there's definitely some issue with the Ashe here in terms of some strategy. I'm thinking that she's okay in the laning phase, but when it comes to the mid and the late game, it's a little hard for her to know exactly how to itemize and what to do in terms of strategy. All right, so finally we've got the Kayn. Kayn is going full offense with some defense from Guardian Angel. It's okay. I think Black Cleaver suits him better because of the way that his kit works, because he attacks over and over. But in this case, he's going for more of an attack and a speed up. So I don't think this build is optimal. If you would have gone something like a Black Cleaver into your warriors, Mercurial Scimitar, I'm not sure if that's really necessary, but maybe we had a lot of binds and he wanted to get out of it. Duskblade Drakthar is okay on him, and Guardian Angel is excellent. On the Syndra, you've got your standard survivability with Banshee's Veil. You get more like an Omicron. So Syndra actually hasn't gotten to the point in the game where she is she's very powerful. So she's actually underpowered here. And 123 versus the Fizz is 230. So that was actually something that I could have looked at in chat and saw that we couldn't fight the Syndra because she's so weak. Lots of mistakes I made this game. And then finally the Zyra. Zyra did well to bind me up. She's got some damage with more Economicon and Leandry's Torment, so she's definitely doing some damage. She's got offensive tactics with Talisman of Ascension. That's going to speed her up. And she's got further survivability with and sustainability with Rylai's, where she'll be able to reduce people's movement speed. And she's gonna get to you, slow you, and this is an interesting build. The Moral Economicon is going to do grievous wounds too. So this is not only a good offensive, it's got some defensive, and also it's got some key items that are gonna do a lot of damage to the party. Jinx has got Runons, which Runons and Static Shiv, I don't know if those two items go together. Me personally, I would have got something like what is it, the Rapid Fire Cannon. I would get Rapid Fire Cannon because the way that I would play Jinx, like it's like you either do the rocket or the single attack, and I kind of see this Runon Hurricane as kind of a loss, because the Rapid Fire Cannon, you know, because it's like the Runon Hurricane can hit multiple targets, but Jinx with her W switch to rocket form can hit multiple targets. So I can't understand for the life of me why people get Runon's Hurricane. Maybe it can explain to me, but I would rather get something like a Rapid Fire Cannon on Jinx, rather than this Runon's Hurricane. And then she's got this for some survivability. In fact, you could have switched this out for maybe even if you're really having trouble surviving, you get it for a Guardian Angel instead, and you're still doing like quite a lot of damage. So you can go a little more offensive, or you can more defensive, depending on what's going on. It seems like with her build, she should be prioritizing defense because of all the supports you get. And for me as an ADC, I'm all about staying alive. Now, and when I play ADC, I can win, but I'll have all these supports. I'll never get any kills. The Gnosis, it's got all tanky items except for the Trinity Force, and he's itemized a little oddly with Gargoyle Stoneplate. He's got Spirit Facades to deal with the Swain, Abyssal Mask, and Abyssal Mask is going to, well, I don't think he should have gone Abyssal Mask. I think Swain, a lot of his attacks kind of do like damage over time, or the same attack continues to attack him. So if he went Adaptive Helm, I think it would have been better for the Gnosis versus the Swain. As far as how Adaptive Helm works, what I understand about how Adaptive Helm works for magic users when defending yourself is the same attack. If the same attack is like persisting to damage you, or the same attack is used on you, that attack damage, magic damage, will be reduced by 20%, something like that. But maybe I believe that's how I understand that Adaptive Helm works. All right, that was quite a mouthful. He was even going a BF sword for some reason, just to do some silly damage, but I wasn't too impressed with the Gnosis's the Gnosis. Essentially, I was impressed by the Zyra and the Jinx. And Gnosis, you don't really have to think too much as a tank. Just tank some damage. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. We almost won. Not quite. There was definitely issues where I could have helped in the mid game. A lot of things that could have led to our victory, even though it was such a close victory. With just keep in mind, if you didn't learn anything this matchup, if you're a jungler and you see that the enemy is, in all practicality, all late game, it is beneficial for you to, if you feel that urge, if you feel that little twinge, if you feel that itch, if you feel that in the back of your throat and you say, man, I should probably help my team. Look at the enemy team, say how late game are they? If they're all late game, 5 out of 4 are late game, that is, in terms of the ratio of odds, it's in your favor mathematically to go out if you feel that inkling to help somebody. And but yeah, that's what I need to tell myself next time. Lots of late game. If there's little skirmishes that are happening in the jungle somewhere, take it into account if these guys are all late game, meaning that their spikes are not for some time. But at the same time, I don't, a lot of times you don't want to encourage skirmishes, especially in the enemy jungle. So maybe what I could have done is just send a ping, get out! Get out of the enemy jungle. I don't want to go over there. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And Arch! We'll be back next time. Have a nice day, guys. Hi-yo!